Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Gemini for the month of late October, November. So we're in the time of Scorpio. The element is water, which is intuition, very much emotional, a very emotional time coming up as well. A lot of sort of quite confrontational as well about your emotions and your relationships. And you yourselves are in your sixth house. So that's the house of health. So, and just getting on with things. You may find yourself suddenly getting in there and doing all this things that you've been promising yourself. I'll get into that. I'll do that tax return. I'll fix up all the admin in my house. I'll do all these things, and this is the time to do it. But more importantly, in the sixth house, we can really have illnesses and etc. Things pop up like that where you do feel unwell, or just this sudden unwellness comes about you. It's just part of what it is. It's quite fascinating really how it works, and it's sort of, you might sort of also book in a few appointments for your doctor or whatever, dentist, all those sort of things that we normally go, I'll do it another time. Energy around is the Eight of Coins, so doing really well there, Gemini. Career-wise, doing well. Maybe thinking of bringing new things in which will do really well for you. Spin-offs, anything where you know, enhancing career, what you've already got going off to do. It's the Master's Apprentice card, so it's a pretty good card for Geminis because they're very much the people, the mover and shakers of the, you know, of communication and selling things and all that kind of thing. They're very good at it. So wheeler and dealer is the word that comes to mind with the Geminis. So really nice card, actually, doing well. Yeah, and just thinking about new things that you might like to start doing. Right where you are right now, you've got clarity coming in. It may have been September, October. I know it was a bit funny. There was a lot of funny energy around, but that now has come to an end. So you've got this new clarity coming in for this next 4 weeks, which is really good for you, just to, you know, keep your eye on what you want to do, focusing on things that are really important that you want to get done. And that's always a great card to have when you're in your sixth house, because you just get on with it because you're so sick of, you know, not doing it. Let's see the influencing card. Yeah, and decisions to be made. You're toing and froing over a decision to be made, but you've got the Ace of Swords there, so, you know, no matter what, just use that to cut through any crap that you just think or you can feel that there's, you know, disagreements. You've got clarity now, so just make a decision and move on, basically, Gemini. Don't spend too long, especially with the Ace of Swords. It's a really good card for just getting rid of all the irrelevant stuff, especially with communication with people. Just say it how it is. The background we have, so September, October, you had this guy. So the Knight of Wands, well, he comes barging into your life. He's a really fast-moving, high-voltage rock and roll sort of guy. Comes in, goes out, doesn't stick around for long, sort of creates all sorts of mayhem, but in a good way. Lots of positivity and action, and then he goes. It's also a card for travelling as well. Any kind of movement is indicated with the Knight of Wands. But because it's a messenger card, they can also, it can also, you know, really sort of inspire you to sort of do certain things as well, especially travelling and getting out there and doing things rather than just, you know, the alternative. Recent influences, working well with others with the Three of Coins. Also, very nice card for your workspace there. Also, it's a very high spiritual card about teacher and student. spiritual learning. Are you the teacher or the student? What are you learning? What are you teaching? Who are you in that scenario in your relationship? And judging by what we've got here, especially with these sword cards, I'd say you're in a good position to, just because people like the Three of Coins. I mean, that gets pulled for people who do work well with other people. So they will listen to what they say. Nice card, actually, Gemini. Let's have a look at the lesson you'll be learning. Queen of Swords, she's your queen. Once again, heavily armed Queen of Swords. She's got a big sword there. She's got swords in her hair. So she's very much about clarity too. But very definitive. She just decides. She's an air sign like yourselves. She makes a decision and sticks to it. Some see her as quite a bitter woman. But when it comes to clarity and just getting things done and getting rid of, just rubbish or whatever, in our daily lives, how all this stuff sort of accumulates, she's your woman to have. So that energy is very much the lesson. So it's just asking you to be sort of brutally frank and honest this month. And you will be. Near future. Five of Cups. So somebody coming back from the past, or something that happened a while ago where there was a bit of bad blood between you. It can be a relationship that finished a few months ago and you thought it was dead in the water, but that person reappears again. Or there is hope for that relationship to be revived again. And that's basically the Five of Cups. It's just like a sort of a stopgap in the relationship sort of cycle where it's that one person goes. But it often indicates this person comes back. So it's not finished. So it's literally emotionally and relationship-wise, it's unfinished business card. And it's a card for Scorpio. And we will be in the time of Scorpio. So watch out for that as well, Gemini. And you've got, there's characters here. So there may be all sorts of people or old relationships that you thought were finished. They appear back. Let's see what's happening that you're not realising. Speaking of people appearing back, we've got the Six of Cups. So people from a long time ago or past life sort of stories, people that you haven't really met before but you click with, turn up. All sorts of people from the past may suddenly get in touch with you. Six of Cups, so it's a continuation once again from the Five of Cups. So who knows, somebody definitely is sort of thinking about you or thinking about contacting you, coming back, especially after a bit of a rough patch. And here you are thinking, oh, that won't happen. What's she talking about? But that's definitely, I can testify to that. That is what that means. People just out of the blue get back in contact with you. Strong emotional contacts too, actually. How others see you. Oh, up in the air there. The Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is a very up in the air card. It's not really grounded in anything. It can mean gossip and people talking about you or people spying on you. Social media type of spying. But things aren't sort of up in the air. But conversely, this could be whoever these characters are in your reading this month. Could be them wondering why you're a bit up in the air, whether you're not really committing to anything at the moment. And that's all right. But that's how they're seeing you. It's just sort of, just sort of floating there. You're not really grounded to an idea. You haven't actually really made up your mind about a person or something, a relationship. So that's how they're seeing you, and that is the Page of Swords. Positive feelings. And there we have the beautiful Queen of Coins, so very much settled, home and half this month, just doing her own thing, you know, let people come in and see you, very grounded, very much that homebody sort of person. And in the 6th house, you know, that's when we kind of like to be clearing up things at home as well, all those different things, because we're often never home much because we're always working. So that's a really nice card to have as well for your positive feelings. And that's probably what you're thinking, oh, I'll get stuck into all those things I need to do. But actually feeling quite comfortable with it, Gemini. The outcome. And then you retreat a little bit with the Hermit. You just stand by and look and watch things unfold. The Hermit's very wise, and he's just like a bystander, really. He just stands there and watches what unfolds. Doesn't get involved. He just watches it unfolding. So it's sort of for you, in a way, it's just sort of saying by the time of 3rd week of November, don't get involved with things. Just watch and see how things unfold, because it's that time just to be an observer, not a participator. Okay, so let's see what your message is, dear Virgo. Dear Virgo, Gemini. Attachment. Attachment to desire is the cause of suffering. Attachment arises when we want something different from what we are experiencing right here, right now. This ever-increasing list of unfulfilled desires causes us to experience discontentment and disconnects us from living simply in the pure joy of the present moment. There you go, Gemini. Live in the moment. Detach a bit. Have a great month, and thank you for listening.